Oh, look at her. In the window. Oh, snoozy. Good morning and welcome to another reading vlog. I have a pimple on my face. That's nice from probably wearing too much makeup last night. I'm sunburnt if you can't tell. I have a nice pink glow including on my chest and shoulders. Things happened. We're here. It's Friday. Took yesterday off from vlogging. In fact, I didn't even get home till yesterday morning. And then we kind of had a busy day. By the time I took a nap, which is well needed, it was then a busy day. So it's now the 1st of November. Far out, friends. Today I gotta go into work and do some things. It's almost 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna get breakfast on the way. I gotta get dressed, that kind of stuff. I've got washing in that I have to put out. That I was meant to do yesterday and then I napped. Don't judge me. Anyway, what are we reading currently? On my trip, I got 2 sections because I've kept my normal like sectioning stuff, but we're kind of all out of whack into Deathless Girls. So I'm about 87 pages into this. I haven't started The Merciful Crow. Haven't started that yet. And I'm currently 11 pages into Gods of Shade and Shadow. I started this yesterday with the plan to like work on it in Merciful Crow. I'm also working on Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I'm not in focus, but that's fine. Whatever. Thanks. So I'll keep working on that early this month. But my goal is to kind of slowly try and get most of these things read before the end of the weekend. Achievable? Oh, probably not. But we're going to try and get as far as we can in all of them. I don't have after hours work till Sunday. So we've got some time. Why am I not in focus? God, I've forgotten how to do this from like a week off. What's going on? Anyway, I also need to film some videos this weekend. TBR, wrap up, haul. We're behind on all those things. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go because I gotta go get ready for work. I'm back from work. So, I am still sunburnt because that wasn't going to change today. I'm currently reading Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads Read Your Rainbow vlog, which is on my watch later, and editing my reading vlog from the other week that got delayed because I went away and I forgot I had that to edit. Whoops. So I'm going to edit that and then film, even though I'm do I just put off filming because I'm super sunburnt? Kind of thinking I might wait till tomorrow, see if my sunburn eases up a bit because I'm still pretty tomatoey. I think we might wait till tomorrow. So I'm gonna edit that video and then read. I do have to do dishes and make dinner tonight. Yeah, I think I'll put off filming. I was gonna film today, but you know what, this face too red for that, and so I'll film my haul, my wrap up and my TBR very soon. So I'll try and upload both the reading vlog from last week and the travel vlog or the travel montage really it is, and my TBR before the end of the week. And then next week we'll have this weekend reading vlog, my haul and my wrap up. It's gonna be busy. But you've had like no videos from me for weeks other than reading vlogs. So it's gonna be fun. Content. Not a regular human. Hey team. So it's like almost 10 p.m. We're seeing a bunch of houses tomorrow for potential to rent. So I gotta get up kind of early, so I'm not gonna stay up really late, but I've currently got like 8 minutes left on the upload of my vlog from like last week before I went away. Oh, I kind of thought I just finished a section of Girls of Jade and Shadow, so I thought I'd do a bit of a like where I'm at update for what I'm currently reading and like what I'm thinking so far. So I've read 2 sections of The Deathless Girls by Kiri Millwood Hargrave, and this is a Brides of Dracula retelling. So this follows Kizzy and Lily, or Lil, and Lil, they're twins, and they I would say gypsies. They call themselves travelers and they're not gypsies. I don't think they're technically gypsies. It's very Slavic Jewish folklore. And so they're travelers, and their band kind of gets attacked by the boyars, and Kizzy and her sister are taken as slaves, I guess. And that's basically all that has happened so far. We're following Lil's point of view, but also Kizzy's constantly there, I guess. So it's very dark so far. It's dark themes, but also quite prettily written, but it is first person, which can be hit or miss with me. Most of what I've read from this, I read on the plane. So I'm interested to see how I feel when I kind of can full focus in my normal setting. I've also read a section just tonight of Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And we're following Cassiopeia. And she is kind of, they're living in the Yucatan, and she is the daughter of a woman who like left her family for a man and now had to come back to the family after her husband died, and so they're kind of like second classed by the grandfather in the family. And Cassiopeia is kind of a slave to the, like a servant to the family, a bit of a like Cinderella style. Her and her mom are kind of like servants to the rest of the family. And then Cassiopeia hates it, and she somehow gets her grandfather's key to this box which releases the death god. What's his name? Hakate Hunkame, the death god. One thing I will say about this is I can't remember if it's technically a middle grade. I think it might be, but it definitely reads very simply and straightforward. We don't get much in a thought monologue. It's very action driven, I would say, rather than character driven, and it's very simply written, but I really like the plot and I like Cassiopeia as a character, so I'm definitely excited to read more of this. And then now I'm going to pick up a section of The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, which I probably won't get done because I only have like 5 minutes left on the upload and then I'm going to go to bed. But I'm going to finish the first chapter at least and take that off, and I'm going to try and read quite a bit of this and the other 2 tomorrow. I also would like to start, maybe, actually no, you know what, let's not. I was considering starting To Be Taught If Fortunate, but you know what, nah, I can't be bothered. So I think it'll be too many things on my plate. So I think once I've finished these 3, then we'll start that. Focus. I know I'm a tomato, but like, me please. Hi. Focusing this camera this morning is a bitch. Good morning. It's Saturday morning. We're going to see a bunch of houses this morning, so I have to get ready soon. Currently watching Olivia from Olivia Reads Alerte's newest vlog. It was in my watch later, so it might not be the newest, but recent vlog. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm still working on the Merciful Crow. I'm pretty much exactly where I was when I last talked to you last night. So, not much further in anything. But, my goal today, stop focusing on my books. Oh my gosh, stop. Just focus on me. I'm the important thing here. I know I look ugly today because like you can't even see my hair because I got to pull back. And my face is a tomato because I'm still sunburnt. But like, look at me. Focus on me. So I'm going to try and read a whole heap today, but also I give up. I give up. I don't have the second hand to force focus because I'm drinking my coffee. But I also want to film a lot today and edit my travel vlog because I just put up my weekly reading vlog from the other week before I went away. And so I still have my travel montage to edit and upload. So I want to do that today. I want to film a lot of videos. Freaking focus. And we got to view a lot of houses, so maybe apply for some houses. Hi. So it is Sunday morning, which means this little mini reading vlog, weekend reading vlog, is drawing to a close. Ma'am, excuse me, phone, you should be on silent. I forgot to update you last night. April and I stayed up on FaceTime for like a couple of hours while the rest of the family was watching a horror movie. I think they were watching American Horror Story, and I was just like, meh. I did end up reading my plan for yesterday, which was 2 sections each. Well, it wasn't actually. My plan for the end of the weekend, which I finished early, was to catch up on 2 sections of The Merciful Crow and Deathless Girls. No, not Deathless Girls. Gods of Jade and Shadow. So I would be caught up to where I was on Deathless Girls. And that took me Friday and Saturday to do because I like hardly read anything Friday. But I did catch up. So today my plan's to, if I could maybe manage it, which it's now like 10:30, so it's not gonna happen. But we're gonna try and finish 2 sections of everything, or at least a section of everything and a little bit more. So like a section of everything and maybe 2 sections of Deathless Girls is what we're gonna aim for, right? I do have work at 4:30, which means I can read at work. Like, it's pretty chill work. And then I don't need to go into the office tomorrow, but that's tomorrow's reading vlog, next week's reading vlog. So yeah, actually, I'll get back to you. Maybe this shouldn't be a weekend reading vlog. Maybe I should just be off center because I have a secret TBR that I want to film a video for. So not a reading, like a reading vlog, but not a standard weekly reading vlog. But I think it might start halfway through next week. Maybe. So maybe I should just like keep this going till that's done. Like till I finish these books and then we're starting the secret TBR. We'll confirm. You'll know by the time this video goes up because it will be really freaking obvious. But I don't have, I have to go into the office at some point tomorrow. But I believe everything is still basically down, so I really won't be in for long. I'll probably work on my presentation and then like wrap that up. But yes, so we have goals to achieve. Let's go get reading, folks. Let's go get reading. Hi, it's Monday morning. We're just going to continue this vlog because I don't know when we're going to transition to the secret TBR vlog, but it's going to be soon. So we might as well just like leave that to that. So can't remember when I updated you yesterday. April and I were on FaceTime a bit in the afternoon, and then I had work from 4:30. My goal at one point when I left for work, actually probably in the like hour before I left for work, I was like, cool, I'm on my 2nd section of Deathless Girls. I'll get this done right before going to work, and then I could read a section of Gods of Jade and Shadow and a section of The Merciful Crow at work. Baby, step that. You know what, I was boo-boo the fool. I didn't even finish the section of Deathless Girls before I went to work. Then we actually had a kind of busy time at work. We were a bit late in some things that normally free up writing time. I don't know, like I don't want to tell you like a play-by-play of how my work day went. But I normally have quite a bit of reading time, and I had a little less, and even then that was taken up by watching Wife Swap. I did end up finishing this section of the Deathless Girls, but that's literally all I read. So we read 4 sections yesterday. My theory is if I read another 4 sections today, maybe 5, we'll be easily on track for my revised goal. I'm just trying to read through these books as quickly as I can. I'm trying not to pressure myself too much, because like, I didn't start them in a reasonable time because of going away. So like, if we consider that I really didn't, Friday was like a nothing day because I was unpacking and like recovering from the trip and blah blah blah. Really, so we could even say I started these Friday when I got back, and if we argue that, I've still read a section a day. So like, we're on track for a section of a day from starting on Friday. And really, when you consider like how much I read while I was away, which was a whole 2 sections of one book, and hardly anything on Friday, yeah, like, that's not where I want to be. Like, I want to slam these down as fast as possible, slam them down like they're a drink, but you know, consume them as fast as possible to read the novella, the Becky Chambers novella, and then start this Secret TBR, because I'm so excited for it. And I'm so excited for the things I'm going to be reading after the Secret TBR. So like, I know I'm just like teasing you out the wazoo, but it's coming, folks, it's coming. Anyway, I'm just watching some BookTube this morning. Then I'll go shower and get ready. Jesse and I are going into town today. I'm going to go into the office, and he's going to go into the hospital because he's not been feeling super well. And he wants to get a sped up blood test as a continuation of all the previous bullshit we were doing at the hospital, like over the last couple of months. He just doesn't want to wait for the GP's test results that take like a week to finalize, and he's feeling shitty now, so makes sense. So we're gonna go into the hospital. I'm gonna go to my office and do work, as whatever little bit of work I can find, and meet with my supervisor, and he's going to do that. But hopefully he's not there forever, and hopefully I can get a lot of reading done. Okay, so I didn't vlog or read basically all day. I did go into work for like 2 hours maybe, and did a couple of things, and then sat with Jesse most of the afternoon, and then had a dentist appointment, and then sat back with Jesse for the evening. We got home, I had dinner, watched an episode of Scream Queens, and now I'm in bed, and it's like almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, Jesse ended up being in hospital most of the day, getting another blood transfusion, iron transfusion, B12 injection. We're still working on theories of what the fuck is wrong, but the current going theory is maybe he has diverticulosis, but that has to be confirmed with a scope or with a, they're thinking of doing a pill cam, which is fun. To figure out what's going on in his gut. This meaning he's like not absorbing iron, losing blood. The cats are freaking the fuck out. Anyway, so I did like nothing today. Didn't edit the videos I was planning on editing. Gonna do that tomorrow. Didn't read much at all. Work on that tomorrow. But I will finish the section of Gods of Jade and Shadow, which is Gods of Jade. What is the book called? Yes, Gods of Jade and Shadow. I will finish a section of Gods of Jade and Shadow that I'm currently working on in the next like 20 minutes, and we'll go from there tomorrow. Not as much as I would have liked to have read today, but when you end up watching someone in the hospital all day, and I really struggled to, in a hospital setting, focus on a book. Like, I kept going, I should get my book out. And then like a nurse is coming in to do something or whatever, and then I just end up scrolling memes all day. So we'll read better tomorrow. At least he's back home now, so we don't have like a 5-day stint like we did the other time, but see you tomorrow. Never mind, I'm sleepy and I'm not focused. Good night. is Tuesday. So I told you I got like nothing read yesterday. So this vlog might go for longer than we originally thought, but I'm currently working on The Merciful Crow, but I did finish a section of Gods of Jade and Shadow this morning, and I am loving this. I would also love if I was in focus. So this is basically a 1920s historical fantasy. If the Mayan gods, well, it kind of assumes all gods are real, but in this case the Mayan gods, Hankume and Hunkame and Vukukame are fighting it out because they're brothers and they're both gods of death. And our main character, Cassiopeia, one second. So essentially she opens a chest that her grandfather has and releases Hunkame. And they go on a bit of an adventure, and she is taking on some of his godlike qualities and he's taking on some of her humanish qualities, and I personally hope it's a slow burn romance because I'm really enjoying this. It's not, I wouldn't say lyrical writing, but somehow really invokes that storytelling vibe, and I'm really loving it. What else am I reading at the moment? The Deathless Girls also has a similar non-lyrical but storytelling style of writing, but I feel like, well, this is a Bride of Dracula retelling, and I feel like I'm less connected to the characters and things, even though I'm like more than halfway through. I just don't feel the same kind of connection to these characters. And then what I'm currently working on is The Merciful Crow, which is just a, I don't want to say generic YA fantasy, but kind of. Some things that are really great is most of the characters are some form of queer. The plot is very caste system-y, but I wish there was more like clear indication of like people of color. I think that's just not like in text, but also I'm very bad at picking up that kind of stuff in text, and I don't imagine people like people. So if there was some maybe like subtle indicators, I might not have noticed them. I don't know. But it's a strong caste system. The magic system I think is really unique and cool, but I feel like it's almost got the late 2012 era trilogy vibes, where the first one really is setting the scene for the trilogy as a whole. So I feel like not much has happened, even though I'm like, what, almost 200 pages in, and I feel like just nothing has happened. So that's my, even though things have happened, I just feel like it's not fast-paced and ramped up enough for me, I think. Maybe I think that's what the problem is. Anyway, I'm gonna read for a bit longer and chill out. I'm literally a mess. We viewed 2 houses today. Otherwise I've done not much. We cleaned, I've read a little bit, I gotta keep reading, but for now I'm gonna edit my TBR and then I have work at 10. So I need to get down to business. Sorry, I just had a moment. Also, I'm still sunburned on my nose. Look at that. I'm Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, so I was like only reading a little bit while my footage imported. And already I changed my from what I said earlier. So, I think I 100% was just not picking up on racial diversity markers. I'm very bad at that, but it's because I don't picture characters at all. So I tend to skip descriptions entirely, like unless I see a lot of fan art or something. Like I didn't realize Nina in Six of Crows was plus size, which is something I really appreciate, but I didn't notice the descriptors. Character descriptors tend to just go in one ear and out the other for me, like physical descriptors. So I tend not to pick up on cues for racial diversity, but after I was talking about it earlier today and I was just reading that section then, I was like, oh yeah, they're there. So it was just me being a dumbass. And not, like, and I want to clarify, I don't default to white, but I don't default to anything. I just don't visualize characters when I read. Which is very weird and apparently abnormal, but I don't visualize, like, I don't have pictures of people when I dream either. So I think it's a brain thing, but my brain just doesn't do that. I have to really, really work to build a picture of a person in my head. So, I think it's a, like, visualization thing. My brain just doesn't do it very well. So I just don't. And so physical descriptors, just, I don't keep track of them because my brain doesn't use them, I think. Whereas I tend to envision situations a lot more, rather than visualizing people doing those things. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But I don't, visualize characters. Other than maybe, like, a key characteristic if it's, like, heavily driven home, maybe. But yeah, I feel like my conclusion as to why I'm not loving The Merciful Crow, but also not hating it, is that it's slow paced, with a lot of downtime. So a couple of main things have happened, but there's a lot of exposition and downtime, and it's just not catching my attention as much as I wanted to, and as much as some of the other books I'm reading. And even then, I would consider these three that I'm currently reading, Gods of Jade and Shadow is my favourite. The other two I would consider both a little meh. Gods of Jade and Shadow is still just like a 4-star, so like a 3, a 3, and a 4 at this current rate of like halfway through each of them. Yeah, and it's the slowest by far. Deathless Girls is faster, but I feel like I'm just struggling to connect with the characters. But, yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. But we're going to keep reading. We're going to edit this TBR, keep reading, and I want to try and read a whole heap tonight. It's like after 7 o'clock, so we'll see. Okay, another like pet peeve that's getting me in The Merciful Crow is that there are some language choices that for me I don't think are embedded enough in the story and the culture to not drive me out of the story. One of them is betwixt. No. The other one is ken, like the Scottish ken. And if your story is set in Scotland with a lot of Scottish characters, you could probably get away with it. I don't feel like this reads Scottish enough for it to exist. And it's not just in the dialogue, it's in the narration, both betwixt and ken. And I just, it really just irks me, sorry, not shirks, irks me. It just fully drags me out of the story, like it rips me out so aggressively. I don't really know why. Maybe it's like it doesn't feel like it should be there. It just doesn't feel embedded enough. I don't know, but I'm hating it. Things I like about this magic system. Characters are pretty cool. Disliking the writing and the pacing. Specifically those like language choices and then the pacing. Yeah. So I just finished the section of The Merciful Crow. After being on FaceTime with Mum for like an hour. Well, it probably wasn't an hour, but close to an hour. So once again, another distraction from reading today. So we're still not on target, but we're rolling towards it. I figured out another thing that's the writing style of this really is not working for me, is that it has long chapters, which is a big, I guess not a no-no for me, but like if anything's gonna make something a slog to get through for me, it's long chapters. So this has that. It just means that I tend to drag my feet reading it, if that makes sense. But anyway, we get to put this down and we're going to switch over to Deathless Girls for a little bit. My goal tonight is to try and get through a section of Deathless Girls and a section of Gods of Jade and Shadow before bed. But I need to leave for work in like half an hour. So, we'll see how that goes. So I did end up finishing a section, the section I was reading just before I left work of the Deathless Girls last night. And I feel like Like, this is a Bride of Dracula retelling, so you know it's going to be vampire-y, but obviously we're like 70% through. Vampires haven't really hit yet. They've just started to hit. The rest of it was more like about slavery and like they call them the travelers, so they're similar to gypsies, and how they've been like abused and stuff. So we're finally hitting the vampire section, and I'm interested to see if I like it more or less with the addition of the vampires into the plot. I also read the next section of Gods of Jade and Shadow last night, and I am loving this, and I think it 100% is the slow burn romance. Like, you know it's gonna end badly. If it doesn't end badly, I will be so surprised. It's gonna come out of, like, I'm gonna be like, but like, you can just see it's gonna end badly. It's kind of like a, not a star-crossed lovers, but as in a, she's mortal, he's a god, and they're trying to get him back his godhood, but in the process he's taking her life energy, and so he's slowly killing her but also becoming more mortal himself by taking on parts of her, and their relationship is forming because he's becoming more mortal, and you know that if he succeeds in his goal that they're working towards, he will no longer be mortal, so a lot of that will disappear. And oh, like, they're not like, they haven't kissed or anything, but the tension is so good and so real, and they're just like pining for each other, and oh, can't wait to see how this ends. So I've only probably got like 100 pages left, and I'm really excited for it. Why won't this focus today? Yeah, so I'm really excited to keep going on this one as well, but obviously The Merciful Crow is the next thing for me to read. But I'm gonna go to work for quite a bit today, I think. So we'll see how we go. I want to read at least a section of everything today, but we'll see how I go. I do have a couple of houses to inspect later in the day as well, so. Or a house. It's just one house, I think. Okay, so the romance just hit in The Merciful Crow, and I don't get it. I feel like I just don't feel the chemistry between the characters. I don't really know why I don't feel the chemistry. It's just not believable for me. I feel the connection between the main character and her family more, and I almost felt the like awkward push-pull tension between the love interest and another character more. Like, it wasn't romantic per se, but was like complicated, like a friendship power dynamic. Like, that was believable to me, but this romance to me seems to have like popped out of nowhere. Like, I don't understand their chemistry. Yeah, and my complaints are that like this is going to be a solid 3-star read, and I'm honestly not sure if I'll pick up the sequel, depending on how it ends, I guess, whether I'm like absorbed by the ending. But the chapters are too long for my taste. I feel like we're spending a lot of time on the in-between moments and not enough time on the action moments, and I don't understand the romance. Like, I'm not believing the romance. Like, it's not there for me. But it is really making it difficult to like want to pick up, because, and I think that's because we're not spending any time in the action sequences. We're spending all our time in the character moments, and that I can only go so far with that. It's very character driven for a fantasy. I feel like it's really lacking in plot momentum, and in a fantasy that's a big deal breaker for me. I love character moments, but I kind of need to be pushed forward by the plot. If it's going to be a character-driven book, it needs to go all the way character-driven, if that makes sense. Not try to have a plot and be character-driven, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just in that awkward middle where it's not character-driven enough for me to desperately pine and care for the characters and want to keep absorbing that. But it's not plot-driven enough to keep the pace and keep me moving forward. It's just awkward. I really wanted to like this so much, but it's just so average for me. Just really disappointing. I don't like it when books are just average. But I am nearing the end. So we're going to finish it and we'll see how the ending goes. If the ending is really like a good, strong ending, I might pick up book 2. And assume this is like a slower pace because of the world building. We'll see. We'll see. We'll also see, yeah, let's see where it looks like it's going to go for book 2. I'm not completely ruling out book 2 at this point, but I'm worried about the like pacing into book 2. So I do love that the love interest is Pan and the other male character is gay, I think. It was briefly mentioned. So I do love, and I think the Pan representation is done pretty well, but I still don't buy the romance. I just don't understand where it came from. It just like bulldozed in out of nowhere. Good morning, just checking in before I go to work. I'm taking Gods of Jade and Shadow with me. My goal today, I have a couple of inspections this afternoon for houses, and I've got some stuff to do at work this morning, but my goal is to read a section of this, read a section of this, and then finish Deathless Girls. If I can also finish Gods of Jade and Shadow, that's 4 sections today, which is achievable if I work hard and put a lot of effort into it. So I'm going to try and aim for 4 sections today, which will be finishing 2 books, and then tomorrow I will finish The Merciful Crow and start To Be Taught If Fortunate, which I'm reading with April. So I told her to wait for me. Why is this not being in focus today? I told her to wait for me, so once I'm ready to start this, we'll be starting this, which should only take us like a day, maybe 2. So I just finished Deathless Girls by Karen Millward Hargrave. I think overall I give this a 5 for cover and a 3 for content. I think I just struggled to connect with the characters, and I felt like their development was a little bit all over the place. Not all over the place, it just kind of came in fits and bursts that didn't kind of naturally build. Trixie, the cat, has the camera cord. Man. Let go. Let go. So it just kind of like progressed in fits and bursts that like didn't quite feel natural. It didn't feel like a clear, straightforward progression from point A to point B. It was kind of like jumping backwards and forwards. And maybe just like, I don't know. The pacing was a bit funny too, maybe. And the writing style is not particularly lyrical. It's pretty straightforward and to the point, which is fine. But I feel like it kind of missed some of that description and world building. I don't know. I just didn't love it. I think it's a solid 3 stars. Hey! Ow! 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 But I did really enjoy it. So, like, I enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I did not like it. I think it had some problems for me. It was just a 3 stars. And we just finished our second book for the evening, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I really, really enjoyed this. I think if I was to give it a star rating, it would be like a 4.5. We follow Cassiopeia, who is like the poor cousin to I guess abusive family. They're terrible to her. Her and her mom are like the Cinderella, I guess, of the story. But her grandfather had once helped one of the death gods kill his brother and put his bones in a chest, and she opens the chest and releases the brother, the death god. and goes on an adventure with him to kind of claim vengeance. And it's so good. It's, I wouldn't say lyrical writing, but to me it reads like fairy tale writing, that kind of simplistic, to the point, but also really lushly builds a world. I don't know, it's just so good. It's so good. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's quite 5-star material. There were a few bits that were a little bit slower, so I'd give it a solid 4 stars, but I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it. It's a Mayan mythology retelling, I guess. And it's just, I had a great time. It was good. It was really good. And now I'm going to go back to The Merciful Crow and try and finish that tonight. That's the final thing I'm currently working on. So it's like an hour later. It's like just after 10 o'clock Thursday evening. And I just finished The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. Oh, that was a loud squeak, sorry. My thoughts on this. Fortunately, it was not a 5-star. I would say it's probably like a 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars. I had some things I really enjoyed and things I didn't enjoy. I liked the characters, though I think the 2 male characters took a while for their voices to differentiate, but that's fine. I liked the magic and the world, but I think, especially at the beginning, the world building was a bit confusing. I think this could have really benefited from a glossary. The main things I didn't like were in the plotting and pacing. The plot itself was interesting, but we tended to focus on the soft character building moments. It was a lot of walking and making camp, and the moments in those scenarios rather than the action. And I feel like only maybe 4 or 5 key plot points happened throughout this book. And for me, in a fantasy story, I just felt like it didn't move fast enough. Like, I really struggled to want to pick it up. I did really like one of the boys. So there's a girl and 2 boys that are kind of the main characters, I guess. One of the boys is pansexual on page. They're not using the words pansexual, but that gender is relevant to his attraction. So pan. The other boy is gay, I believe. Where's my cat eating? And our main character is, I guess, like, not sexually liberated, but like sex positive, the girl. And there's a lot of allusions to sex in this, but it's not like explicit. They're not sexy scenes. It's just clear that people are having sex. And it's very comfortable and normalized. And I love that. There was a few things in the writing, prose-wise, like actual word selection, that I cringed at so hard. Like the use of betwixt and ken for no, like understand. And other kind of like sentence structures where I was like, I don't know if you're trying to make it sound Scottish or make it sound something, but it's not working. And it's in the narration, not just in the dialogue, and that really like irked me up the wall. But overall, there was some really great qualities about this that I've mentioned. And I don't know. At one point I was like, definitely not going to read book 2, too boring. And then, like, when it was being slow. But then I enjoyed the ending, though it does wrap up nicely. I think I'll wait and see what people's reviews are like for book 2 when that comes out. Maybe, or maybe I'll be in a book buying mood and I'll buy it anyway and probably read it. I think book 2 could be really good if it has dual perspective. It's called The Faithless Hawk, which could imply that it has both Fire's perspective and maybe Tavern's perspective. And if that's the case, I think I could really get behind it because I did like Tavern as a character. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this one. Underwhelmed or just whelmed, but there are some really strong points that I think people could really appreciate. Oh, and if you prefer a slower moving fantasy plot, I think this would be great for you. That's just not my preference. I should also say tomorrow, April and I are going to read To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers, which is a novella. And I'm really excited for it. Low-key kind of want to start it right now, but it is like 10:13 and I should just read like a chapter of Harry Potter or something. But that's happening tomorrow, which will be in this vlog, will be the last thing in this vlog. So it's Friday night and I just spent most of the evening reading To Be Taught If Fortunate by Becky Chambers. This is a novella, it's really short, and is a standalone space exploration story. We follow this crew of 4 people. There's Ariadne, I'm blanking now. Ariadne's the main character, it's her point of view. Jack, Chikondi, and Elena. And they're on this kind of like long-term space voyage to discover and kind of like learn about other planets with potential for life. And it's honestly one of the best books I've read all year. It is so good. How are novellas doing this to me this year? This and This Is How You Lose the Time War are definitely both in my top 10 of the year, and they're both novellas. This was just like stunning, emotional. I cried. It features a polyamorous romance between the 4 main characters, and they're just like very supportive of one another. It's really like emotional. One of the characters is trans, a trans man, though it's like of like no consequence to the story. Like he just happens to be trans. And there's asexual representation as well. One of the characters is asexual. Again, means like it's just there and like meaningful but not harped on or dwelled on or plays into their role in the story or anything like that. Like it's just there and natural. And something I really love about Becky Chambers' writing is the way she just makes representation like flawless and natural. They're all of different race, like ethnic races, but it is in the future where it's kind of implied that that's a little bit like wishy-washy anyway, as in like the amount of like globalization, I guess, in the world has like minimized those kind of boundaries, racial boundaries. We also, I would almost say there's like a hint of there's definitely a focus on like mental health and humanity and how you cope with stress, and there's a bordering, lingering, maybe trigger warning for suicidal ideation, maybe in a way, but really it's just an exploration of humanity and what it means to explore space ethically. And it's honestly just one of the best things I've read all year. I'm in love with it. I flew through it. I didn't like shed tears from my eyes, but I was very emotional, and I kind of want to press this onto everyone. Honestly, if you found Long Way to a Small Angry Planet either too hard sci-fi or not even that, I think like too futuristic, so it felt like this is not super futuristic, it's like a little bit future and is like humans exploring outside their space, but still there's a connection to Earth. Or if you thought it was too long, so there was too much slow pacing, this goes by much quicker, only due to its short nature, but it also lingers at all the moments it should and needs to linger in, and it's just so good, so good. Anyway, I'm gonna end this vlog here. I am embarking on a different quest for the next section of reading. I'm doing a vlog style video, but it's a secret TBR, and you'll see that soon. We're doing a little bit of a theme, and it's going to be fun, hopefully, for me and for you. But we're going to start that tomorrow, so I will start a fresh vlog then, which you will keep an eye out for, because it's going to be fun. But if you haven't picked up To Be Totally Fortunate yet, do it. It's so good. Thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!